it has been a little over a month since Ebrahim Raisi's sudden death. Iran is finally set to pick a new president on Friday. The candidates on the ballot have reduced to 4 and none of them is a clear favorite. 80 candidates entered the race to be president. The Guardian Council approved 6, barring all 7 of the women candidates. And in the final stretch, 2 of them, both conservatives, have already dropped out. Amir Hussain Hashemi was the first to decline the candidacy. Hashemi was one of Raisi's vice presidents and he had campaigned on a constitution of the former president's policies. And as he pulled out, Hashemi urged other conservative candidates to offer a united front. And soon after, Tehran's mayor Ali Reza Zaghani joined Hashemi and boarded the withdrawal wagon. Zaghani had attempted to run for president in 2013 and 2017 as well. It was only in 2021 that he received approval from the Guardian Council only to withdraw his candidacy as he backed out yet again. This time, Zaghani also asked the 2 conservative candidates to unite and not leave the revolutionary forces' rightful demands unanswered. Emerging as the most significant of them is Mohammad Baqir Ghalibaf. He has served as Speaker of Parliament since 2020. He boasts an extensive military history, including 3 years as commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. That was for the Air Force, and 3 other candidates have all been IRGC officials as well. But Ghalibaf maintains close ties to the IRGC, and he is known for his role in crackdowns on student protesters in Iran while serving as an IRGC general and later as the police chief. The second key contender is another conservative, Saeed Jalili. Though he served as the country's nuclear negotiator, Jalili is a critic of international negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. If elected, Jalili is expected to continue the harsh crackdown on anti-government protesters and on Iranian women accused of violating the country's mandatory hijab laws. Mustafa Por Mohammadi is the only cleric in the race, also a conservative. He had a leading role in the 1988 executions of thousands of political prisoners held in Iranian jails. Let's now look at the sole reformist in the race, Masoud Pezeshkian. He has been based and his campaign has also been around Iranian women, the youth and ethnic minorities. He has focused on reopening nuclear talks with the West, and analysts say allowing Pezeshkian to run could be an attempt to increase voter turnout. The outcome is far from certain, and this is viewed as a welcome change from the last election. Votes could be tallied as soon as Sunday, but according to experts, it is likely that none of the contenders will win a simple majority. In that case, Iranians will take to the polls once again in July for a runoff election between the 2 front-runners. Now, correspondent Anas Malik is currently in Tehran and he spoke to some of the voters to understand the mood on the ground.
Ali Akbar Hosseini, and I am a street seller. I don't have any particular problems as such. I just feel it's necessary for all of us to vote. My duty is to vote, and I will vote for Ghalibaf because we are from the same town. The people should do something to address their problems by voting and not leave everything to the government.
I'm a student of mathematics. I expect more welfare by the government for the people and better relations with other countries, specifically with neighboring countries, those who we are familiar with their religion and culture. There should be more diplomacy, more negotiations that would lead to making more relations with other countries, which would be better for the country.
طراحی شده بود به الحمدلله تا الان به خوبی هم استفاده کردن و ان شاءالله استفاده خواهند کرد.
Now, staying with Iran, 61 million voters will cast their vote to choose the next president of the country. Let's take you through the election process of the West Asian nation. First up, the role of the president. The president runs the country's day-to-day activities, but real power on issues such as Iran's nuclear program and its foreign policy remain in the hands of supreme leader. President is the executive head of the government, and this includes ministers and about 12 vice presidents and a slate of departments along with agencies that manage the country. President is also answerable to the parliament, and he can be compelled to appear before the assembly to face questions. The president has the power to choose his own cabinet. However, each appointment is subject to parliamentary approval. Now, the candidate screening process is done by the Guardian Council. They screen candidates for their political and Islamic qualifications. The council is a hardline vetting body of clerics and jurists appointed by the supreme leader along with Islamic jurists nominated by the judiciary chief and approved by the parliament. For a person to contest these elections, according to Iran's constitution, the person has to come from the country's religious or political elite and must have Iranian nationality and be of Iranian origin. Moreover, the Guardian Council bars women from standing for president, although some top clerics and human rights lawyers argue that the constitution does not exclude them. All votes will be counted manually, so the final result may not be announced for at least 2 days, although partial results may appear sooner. However, if no candidate wins at least 50% plus one vote, basically a majority, including the blank votes, a runoff round will take place between the top two candidates. And this will be held on the first Friday after the election results are declared. Now, to understand what's happening on the ground, our correspondent Anas Malik is joining us live from Tehran. Anas, good to have you again. What is the latest you can tell us? What's the mood on the ground?
Well, the mood is festive. It won't be wrong to say that the Iranians are, the people of Iran, the people of Tehran are looking forward to elect a blind elected president. Now, it is a tough competition between at least three of the four contenders who are running, but mainly so the contest would be between Bakir Kalibaf and Masoud Pezeshkian. That is what the main competition is about, because it is a competition between far right and far left. Mr. Masoud is from the Reformist Party. The people here are charged. They look forward. In fact, it won't be wrong to say that the left wing or the Reformist Party has been able to have its penetration in the youth or in the younger audience, though the older ones or people above the age of 40 have been largely siding with the ideology of the right-wing party. So it would be an interesting competition tomorrow in about 12 hours from now when Iran goes to vote, when Iran goes to poll as to who the people of Iran get to come out and vote for. And yeah.
All right, Anas, thank you so much for all those ground updates from Tehran. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.